Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to a piercing sound, followed by intense pressure in your head, dizziness, and nausea. This was the terrifying reality for a U.S. diplomat in Havana, Cuba in 2016. Little did they know, it was just the beginning of a perplexing medical mystery that would baffle experts for years to come. In late 2016, American and Canadian diplomats in Havana began experiencing a range of unexplained health issues. These symptoms included severe headaches, dizziness, hearing loss, and cognitive problems. The phenomenon quickly became known as Havana Syndrome, capturing international attention and sparking intense speculation about its cause. As reports of similar incidents spread to other countries, including China, Russia, and even Washington, D.C., the mystery deepened. What was behind these strange occurrences? Was it an attack, an environmental factor, or something else entirely? The syndrome's name originated from its first reported cases in Havana, but it soon became clear that this was not just a Cuban phenomenon. As diplomats and intelligence officers around the world reported similar experiences, the urgency to understand and explain these incidents grew exponentially. The symptoms of Havana Syndrome varied, but often included a sudden onset associated with a perceived loud sound, followed by chronic issues lasting for months. Affected individuals reported balance problems, visual disturbances, tinnitus, and cognitive difficulties. One diplomat described the experience as feeling like pressure on a specific part of my face. There was no pain, just pressure. Another recounted hearing a loud bang and felt heat and pressure on the side of their head. These vivid descriptions added to the mystery and concern surrounding the syndrome. By 2024, up to 334 Americans with relevant symptoms had qualified for care in the military health system. The incidents weren't limited to Cuba. Cases were reported in various locations worldwide, including Austria, China, Colombia, and even within the United States. The global spread of cases raised alarming questions about potential threats to diplomatic security. In China, for instance, a U.S. government employee experienced abnormal sensations of sound and pressure in 2018, echoing the experiences in Havana. This incident led to the evacuation of several diplomats and their families from Guangzhou. As the number of cases grew, so did the urgency to understand what was happening. The U.S. government launched multiple investigations involving agencies such as the State Department, FBI, CIA, and CDC. Independent researchers and medical professionals also joined the effort to unravel the mystery. The investigations faced numerous challenges. The transient nature of the symptoms, the lack of physical evidence, and the varying environments in which incidents occurred all complicated efforts to pinpoint a cause. Moreover, the potential national security implications added layers of secrecy and caution to the investigative process. Several theories emerged to explain Havana Syndrome. One of the most prominent was the idea of a directed energy weapon, possibly using microwaves or other forms of electromagnetic energy. This theory gained traction due to the reported sounds and sensations experienced by victims. Proponents of this theory pointed to research on the fry effect, a phenomenon where pulsed microwaves can create the perception of sound within the human head. Some experts suggested that a sophisticated weapon using this principle could potentially cause the reported symptoms. Another hypothesis suggested that the symptoms could be the result of mass psychogenic illness, a phenomenon where physical symptoms spread among a group due to anxiety or stress. Some researchers pointed out the high-stress environment diplomats were working in, particularly in Cuba, where relations with the U.S. were just beginning to thaw. This theory was controversial, with many affected individuals and their advocates arguing that it dismissed the very real physical symptoms they were experiencing. Critics of this explanation also noted that the symptoms often occurred in individuals who were unaware of previous incidents, making a psychogenic spread less likely. Other theories included exposure to pesticides, infectious diseases, and even the possibility of cricket sounds causing the reported noises. Each hypothesis had its proponents and detractors, but none could fully explain all aspects of the syndrome. The debate over these theories often became heated, with implications for international relations and national security. If it was indeed an attack, who was behind it? If not, What could explain the widespread and severe symptoms reported by so many individuals? As investigations continued, the scientific community intensified its efforts to understand Havana Syndrome. The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, NASEM, conducted a comprehensive study concluding that directed radio frequency energy was the most plausible explanation for the reported symptoms. This conclusion lent credence to the idea of an intentional attack, raising concerns about potential adversaries possessing advanced directed energy weapons. However, skeptics pointed out that no such weapon had ever been publicly demonstrated or discovered. In contrast, a 2023 assessment by U.S. intelligence agencies found it very unlikely that a foreign adversary was responsible for the syndrome. This conclusion sparked controversy and debate among affected individuals and researchers who believed there was more to the story. The conflicting conclusions highlighted the complexity of the issue and the challenges in reaching a definitive explanation. It also underscored the potential gaps between classified intelligence assessments and public scientific studies. The ongoing mystery has had significant implications for diplomatic relations and national security. It has led to increased security measures for U.S. personnel abroad and influenced policy decisions regarding engagement with countries where incidents were reported. For instance, the State Department implemented new protocols for reporting and responding to potential Havana Syndrome incidents. Some embassies installed devices to detect unusual electromagnetic activity. These measures reflected the seriousness with which the U.S. government treated the potential threat, even as the cause remained uncertain. Despite years of investigation, the true cause of Havana Syndrome remains elusive. While some studies have found no evidence of brain injuries in affected individuals, others continue to report persistent symptoms. The impact on those affected has been substantial. Many have experienced long-term health issues, and some have had to leave their careers in government service. The U.S. government has established programs to provide medical care and financial support to those experiencing symptoms, but some patients continue to advocate for additional assistance. The Havana Act, signed into law in 2021, authorized financial compensation for affected U.S. government employees. This legislation acknowledged the reality of the syndrome's impact, even as debates about its cause continued. As research continues, the medical community is working to better understand and treat the symptoms associated with Havana Syndrome. The mystery has highlighted the complexities of investigating novel health phenomena and the challenges of distinguishing between potential physical causes and psychogenic factors. The Havana Syndrome saga has also raised important questions about the intersection of medicine, technology, and national security. It has prompted discussions about the potential for new forms of weapons or surveillance tools that could target human health in subtle ways. Moreover, the controversy surrounding Havana Syndrome has underscored the challenges of conducting scientific investigations in politically charged environments. The need for secrecy in matters of national security often conflicts with the scientific principle of open data sharing, complicating efforts to reach definitive conclusions. The Havana Syndrome mystery continues to captivate and perplex. What do you think could be behind these strange incidents? Could it be an unknown weapon, a natural phenomenon, or something else entirely? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you're intrigued by unsolved mysteries like this one, let us know what other enigmas you'd like us to explore in future videos. From unexplained historical events to modern scientific puzzles, there's no shortage of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating stories of the unexplained. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, these mysteries remind us that there's still much to discover about our world and ourselves. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.